All right, well, boom, baby. Today we are back and we're testing another product, and I'm pretty excited about this one because hopefully we get Wednesday dialed right in with this tool, hoping. And it's from Andeman, and it's a smoke leak detection. So let's unbox this bad boy and check it out and test it out. Boom. So first things first, let's unbox this bad boy and see what we got. Pretty excited about it. Boom. Give you guys a little better angle here. Got two little compartments. I think this is probably the leak detection components, if I were to guess. We've got our nice instructions. Again, this is what the machine looks like. Very cool. Very excited. And we'll go through this part too. But it's got all your components listed out. And then, of course, you've got your pieces that you'll need. You see the bottle for the fluid. You've got your different components, the power, ground, and of course, the hose for the smoke detection. And then they also give you some funnels and things to make sure that you can connect it up to whichever application you're using it for. So we're going to test this out also. So that's cool. And we might have to go get some fluid though. We're going to check that out. And here's the unit itself. Pulling this guy out. All right, there you go. Nice, nice, well packaged. The packaging is very nice. One of the nicer packaged items. You know, it comes with a nice case. You know, there you go. Again, it's the JS-108B. You can see it here also. And again, there we go. Look at this bad boy. Man, I mean, this really looks nice. I mean, I love the fact you've got the gauge, built-in gauge, which is awesome. And, you know, from what we've seen with a lot of these systems, usually it's just a one switch. So I love the fact it's got two switches, power and smoke. You've got your air indicator, smoke indicator. I mean, you can really see what kind of pressure. So you can see if you're losing pressure, right? If you're checking the leak, if it's going down and you're losing pressure, you know that you're not getting good pressure, which would tell you there's a leak somewhere. And then you just got to find the smoke. So again, here's all the details. JS-108B. There you go. It's got the address. It's got an email if you want to reach out to them. And of course, you got your regular power supply, your inlet, and your drain as well. So very cool. Looks like a nice little setup. It's got the nice vents. You got the oil fill port right there. So yeah, so to start, I mean, for filling your oil, you just unscrew this. And there's your oil fill. So that's pretty easy. And then our hook is going to go right in there. So far, I'm digging it. I mean, it's nice. All right, so let's start by putting it all together. So the thing I like is the ease of use. If you're going through the instructions, basically we've got to install the hook. We've got to add the oil, plug it in, and you're basically good to go. So this is a really nice setup. So, I mean, this just makes it easy. All you got to do is screw this guy on. Boom. So you're going to screw your hook on. You're going to add the oil. And you're pretty much ready to rip. Now, if you overfill the oil, that's not a big deal either, because you do have your drains where you can drain the oil there. So, of course, you don't want to overfill it. So if you need to, drain a little out. No big deal. You also have your bottle. So we'll need to go pick up some, I'm going to check, but I think it's like baby oil, smoke fluid. So again, this is a 12-volt system, power rated for 60 watts. From a smoke flow standpoint, it's going to be 7 liters per minute. And again, that's with 20 PSI. So you're going to get a good amount of smoke, a good flow with this bad boy. And it's nice because it has an internal air source. So boom. Now, of course, I think it goes without saying, but you gotta be careful how you store it. Obviously, you don't want it sitting in the heat or on the side of the house. You wanna keep it nice, cool, dry, you know, and your garage is fine. So what's nice is they really give you a range of options for plugs and funnels and whatnot. So this is probably the one we're gonna start with this exhaust leak issue. Well, in theory, that's what I think, but so you can see it's got a nice little funnel. It's actually kind of a cool little deal there, sealed off on that side. And then of course you've got all these different little plugs, caps. They really give you a lot of options for being able to go after whatever leak that you're really looking for. So it's a pretty nice system. I mean, we've reviewed some of these systems before in the past, and this is the nicest one that we've done. And a couple of things that really stand out for me, I mean, being able to have all these different components here, that's awesome. Being able to have the dual switches, that's a unique, which I think is a really nice feature. And then also having that gauge, because you want to see if you're losing pressure, because that's telling you if there's a leak. So I think they did pretty well with this one. Now, as we're going through it, of course, you're probably wondering, how do I get this bad boy? Let's say you want to pick one of these up for yourself. Well, there's a link. It's in the description. Gets you a little bit of a discount. It helps out the channel as well. So boom, baby. Pick it up. I just picked it up. Can you pick it up? All right, so next we want to hook up our hose to the device. To start, to get this thing set up, you're going to take this metal piece off. You're going to put it over your hose. You're going to connect your hose to this, just like so. I'll make sure it's nice and seated on there. Once it's nice and seated on, you're going to screw this back on. And this is going to snug up on that hose to keep it tight. Isn't that convenient? And then on the other side of this is what you'll use to use any of the adapters, such as this, or whatever other setup you want to use. But that's how you get that part connected. Now, of course, for your power outlet, that's really easy. You've got your power cord here. And of course, it has the positive and ground cables. So we're just connect this bad boy up. Easy. The thing that I like with this setup is it's all pretty compact. You've of course got your two cords, but this, you know, you're not having an extension cord. You can just plug this in and then we're good to go. So now we're gonna pop the hood, and you know what? We need baby oil. That's the one thing we don't have, so we need to go grab some of this real quick. So let's pan to that now. So the patient today is Wednesday, our Dodge Ram. And we're going to use this attachment to go in the exhaust. We're going to pop the hood. And let's see if we have the cliche exhaust manifold leak. Got the hood open. Now let's hook up our system to the exhaust. Filling up the system is of course really easy. All you have to do is unscrew this top valve here, and we're gonna add our fluid, and then we'll just add our fluid here, and we'll be good to go. Very easy. And it's kind of nice too, because the bottle that they give you, you can use to actually see how much you put in, right? So it tells you the milliliters on the top. So well thought out process here. Now we just got to connect up our fitting, and then this is going to go right into the exhaust. Then this will actually, there's a smaller inlet in there. I don't know if you can see, but we're going to just, that actually works out really good. So it plugs up nice there. It's going to have a decent seal. We happen to have an extra battery, which is what you really need to use. And there we go. So now when you flip it on, you get a nice little sound. You can tell it's running. And then we're going to hit the smoke. And we should have some nice smoke coming out here in just a minute. I'm going to test it before I pop it in there. Let's let it build up some pressure. All right, and we're up and roaring. So we're gonna put this in there. I am parked on an angle, so hopefully it'll go upwards. And now, we gotta see if we see any leaks up here. And it may take a minute. This is how we're gonna find out. Yep, it's definitely going up. Okay, so that's good. And I think we'll need to crawl under. So now we gotta look for the leak, if we have one. I mean, we don't know for sure that we have one, but this would tell us. So we're gonna follow our exhaust. And so far, I'm not seeing anything. So we're down at the end. Which, you know, that's what we need to find out. I mean, there might not be an exhaust leak. So, you know, and really a couple of questions I had was, you know, if maybe there was a leak here, maybe on the manifold. I'm not seeing anything. I know we've got good smoke because I can see it coming through the bottom. You know, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. This is saving us time. So this is going to help identify if there is, and if there's not, well, then that's just what we're figuring out. I do not see any exhaust leaks. Good or bad, I don't see any. Let's check on the other side. Nope. Of course, we'll go under here. I mean, you can see down at the end there. You can see, I mean, smoke's going in. For sure got smoke going in, but no leaky. So, yeah, I guess that kind of answers that question. Huh. So we do have another method we could test the same way. We're gonna pull this out. You can see we're getting a good amount of smoke. So there's definitely smoke in there. So that's not our issue. This thing does a pretty good job. Look at that. Outstanding. Now the other option, we're gonna turn this off, is we could also test it by starting it up and blowing the smoke onto the exhaust manifold. I'm very suspicious that we don't have a leak. I mean, you can see the amount of smoke that it put in there, and there's no leak. So even though I kind of wish we found a smoking gun, at least this is a great way to troubleshoot where or where not your issue is. So there's option one. Let's go to option two. Something really nice with this system, it's got that hook and it's lightweight, so you can hang it from your hood here, hook it up to the battery. I do have a second battery just out of convenience, but you could hook it there. And now what I want to do is start her up. Might even take the air box off, blow some smoke down there, see if any of the smoke being blown back. All right, well, we got the air box sitting on our 52, and now what we can do is we're gonna start up Wednesday, and since the air box is out of the way, now we'll have clear view of the exhaust manifold. We're gonna blow smoke into here and see if we can identify any areas where it's kicking out. Just in case, for some reason, the exhaust or the smoke isn't making it all the way up. I don't think so, but just one more way to troubleshoot it. All right, so we're gonna go start up our RAM. Keys are ready. And now we got hooked up there. Power, power. We'll get some smoke going. Kind of line it up and see. That kind of works. This really isn't the way to do it, I guess. All right, well, I would say there's no exhaust leak. We can also test it on any car, so we've got it hooked up with our Jetta. Of course, our 52. I don't know if there's going to be much opportunities for something to have a leak. It's super simple. You plug it into the battery. You've got your power for the main unit, light indicators, which is awesome. Of course, this, you know, what would be really nice to see here too is the actual PSI, and you can test if it's holding pressure. So don't forget that when you're going through. So, you know, again, this is what it would look like. Pour that bad boy up. Find your area that you want to find the leak, and look at that. If that's not a leak, I don't know what is. Oh, that's a major leak. So yeah, I mean, really this thing, no matter what it is, it'll help you find it. I mean, it puts off a good amount of smoke. I mean, you can see just from this one area right here, you'll be able to identify the spot. Now, of course, this is kind of an easy one, but I want to at least be able to show what you'd be looking for. You would see the smoke, some kind of indicator, and you'd be able to track it from there. So again, huge thank you to Andeman for letting us test out this product. Now, unfortunately with the Ram, it does mean we probably have a bigger issue of having to take off the head, and maybe we've got a collapsed lifter. That's a project for after summer for sure. But this is great. I mean, this could really save you a lot of time and headache and help you troubleshoot the problem. So really appreciate them allowing us to test this out. So if you'd like us to test out your product, if it's something that we can actually use for the garage, we will test it out. Now in particular, it's gotta be something that actually makes sense. And part of the reason why I wanted to test this out is because we need to check for that exhaust leak. And I was kind of hoping that was gonna be the issue, but you know, at least now we know. And this tool actually saved us a lot of time and headache because now we know. So if you'd like us to review your product, shoot us an email. We'd be happy to check it out and consider it. There's also our good buddies channel, Silverback Garage. You can also reach out to him as he does the product reviews also. So check out Silverback Garage, check out this Andeman's product, and boom, baby.